Hi guys, good morning. It is 9 o'clock in the morning here. Today we're discussing the 500 most influential people 2020. Now just to let everybody know that we've interviewed more than 469 people around the world. We are so exhausted. Just to let everyone know now, so we've done more than 150 South Indian stars, 250 stars, people like A. R. Rahman, Sonu Nigam, Shankar Mahadevan, Kavita Krishnamurthy, Udit Narayan, Hari Haran, Srinivas, Rashid Khan, let's see, Anuraj Sriram, Pradeep Machuraju, Shruti Hassan, Kajal Agwal, etc., etc. Now, just to let you guys know before we start this great interview, Boris Johnson has put us on a national lockdown in London. So please stay at home. Don't get arrogant and start walking outside. There's no need for that. Stay at home. Also, Narendra Modi has opened up the lockdown in India, but that is not to just roam around, be free, respect the government guidelines. And also just to let you know, Donald Trump did lose the election. So Joe Biden is the new coming president. So congratulations to Joe Biden, and also Kamala Harris for being the first Indian woman as well to be the secretary, to be the assistant. Now we've got the brilliant, fantastic on the other line, Sharad Malhotra. He's one of the finest actors in India today. And we're very, very excited to talk to him. Mr. Sharad Malhotra, good afternoon, good morning. How are you, sir?
Hey, Kiran, thank you so much. Wish you a great morning, and it just feels great to be here with you.
No, good to hear. Have you as well, sir?
Hey, I'm sorry, London, how are you doing? Exactly, it's the lockdown, so please stay home and stay safe.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, sir. So my question to you first, Sharad, is now, this is probably going to be one of the, well, I'm hoping, like for me as a journalist, you know, I'm not here to waste anybody's time. So I'm not going to be here asking you ridiculous questions. I'm going to ask you questions, serious questions about you, your career, your life, etc., etc. So my first question to start off with, obviously, as you right know right now, the world is different. Yeah. You look outside your bedroom window or your office window in the morning, you will see people, scared to shake each other's hands, wearing masks, etc. Sharad, my first question to you is, obviously you were locked down for 8 months in India. Narendra Modi, the great Narendra Modi, he had to lock everyone down for a reason. What did you learn from that experience, and how did you deal with lockdown and quarantine?
Well, experiencing something like this for the first time, we weren't ready for it. We weren't prepared. So for me, it was taking each day as it comes. Luckily, fortunately, I was locked in with my wife. So it was great, fantastic. We were doing the household chores, and we were, the cooking bit and the cleaning and all of that, and which we do not get time for, because we're working around the clock, and as actors, we have our schedules fixed. But just spending home, just getting some home time with your family, with your wife, with your better halves, with your folks. That was like pretty much a dream come true for me, because as I said, last 15 years I've been working around the clock, working my ass off, literally. So getting that little breather and a little window of 8 months was pretty amazing. A lot of meditation, a lot of manifestation, a lot of writing of journals, taking care of my garden, my plants, my pet, taking him down for a walk as much as I could, and just spending some good quality time, with my better half. And like I say, the new normal was, the Zoom calls and the video calls, to my parents back home in Kolkata. So yeah, so all of that. So it was pretty amazing, and I keep saying that, this lockdown was for a reason. So all of us need to learn, and just pick up from where we've left, and just make world a better place, a cleaner place, with less pollution. The skies look clear, beautiful sunlight shining through, so I think it's great. And then touch wood, for you guys, unfortunately, there's a lockdown. For us, fortunately, things have opened up a bit, but that does not mean that we take things lightly. We have to still maintain the social distance on set also. We wear the mask and we follow the protocols, a lot of sanitization, fumigation, and all of that. So yeah, so we all of us need to be a little careful and cautious.
Fantastic. Now, my other question to you now is, obviously you're a great actor. You know, a lot of people are saying Sharad Malhotra, Salam Malhotra, Sharad Malhotra, etc., etc. You know, and which is great. You know, it's always good to have people around you that support what you do. Now, my question to you is, you know, in the industry that you're in, Sharad, it's a very brutal industry. I like to reframe what I'm saying there. For instance, I like to explain what it. So, you know, you're in an industry where, you know, I salute people like you every day, because you know what? Could I go in that industry? Not really, because end of the day, it's all about trying to find your luck and your success. Now, my question to you is, how did you start your career? What made you get into the world of acting? Yeah, how did you start your career?
Well, Kiran, you know, the best part is that it wasn't planned, because nobody from my family was much into the acting, or rather, you know, nobody was very keen, you know, for watching films or TV, and you know, just a regular Punjabi, you know, middle class family. And you know, I was a lot into sports. I was loving my cricket. I was playing for school, for college, and you know, so the idea was to play cricket for the country. You know, you probably ask any kid in India, and they probably have the same dreams. You know, but then the acting bug just bit me, and then this happened about 15, 16 years back. And I won the Z Cine Stars Ki Khoj, which was probably one of the biggest talent hunts which happened back in the day. I won that from the entire Eastern Zone, you know, of the country, and then we were called to the Mecca, what I call Mumbai, Bollywood, and then you know, we were trained and we were groomed. So yeah, so as they say, the rest is history. And then I did my first show in 2007, which became a massive hit on national television, and you know, just becoming a household name. And from then on, you know, I've been doing shows, and luckily, by the grace of God, and you know, there's somebody who's smiling up there, and you know, with all the blessings, most of my shows have been pretty big successes, and people have loved, and you know, they've loved my characters. And so yeah, it's been a tough ride. It's been a tough ride, but it's been a great roller coaster ride where I've seen the highs and the lows. I've experienced a lot of struggle. It's not been easy, but yeah, all's well that ends well. So it's going great. My current show is doing extremely well, which I get to hear in the UK as well. I have a lot of my friends there, a lot of my family there. So you know, my character has been appreciated really well. So yeah, it's been a long ride. It's been a long journey, but it's been a fantastic one.
Fantastic. Now, every actor has their own kind of forte. For instance, you know, some people love television. Some people love sticking at television for their entire life. You know, we have people like EastEnders, Coronation Street, etc. EastEnders is you know, a BBC One drama that we watch every Monday to Friday. To me, it's quite boring, to be honest. But you know, some people love it. Now, my question to you is, obviously, as an actor, you know, you do television. Now, obviously, I've seen the stuff that you do when it comes to, you know, films. Now, for instance, would you ever consider maybe, because obviously it looks like you've got the personality as well, which is great. So would you ever consider maybe moving on to maybe, I'm sure you have anyway, but maybe mainstream, you know, Malayalam movies, or maybe, I don't know, some Telugu, or maybe some Hindi films, or maybe doing a film with maybe Salman Khan, or maybe doing a film with the great Amitabh Bachchan or Priyanka Chopra, because obviously Priyanka Chopra has, you know, broken diversity. You know, she's moved over to United States, and, you know, from an Indian woman to go over there with an Indian accent and go over there and break the doors and show diversity and show India that nothing is impossible. Would you ever consider maybe doing that in the future?
Yeah, why not? I think being an actor, I think you should not just be limited to the medium you're into. You know, for me, I've been doing television for the last 15 years, and I've loved the medium. For me, television is my first love. TV is no longer the idiot box we call it. It's the smartest box available around. You know, so for me, I love television. I love my daily soap. I love my fictional stuff I do. But I'm open to you know, it could be a good film. It could be a good Hindi film, a Bollywood film, or probably a good film down south. It could be in Malayalam or Telugu. You know, I'm open to all of that, as long as the content that I'm doing is very exciting and very interesting for me. You know, as long as I'm getting pushed out of my comfort zone, and I'm playing a character that is not easy for me, I would love to lap it up. So, it could be a Bollywood film, it could be a film in any language. I'm open to that. So as an actor, I need to be challenged, I need to be pushed, out of my safety and out of my comfort zone and my boundaries. I'm totally up for it. So,
Brilliant.
So probably hoping, fingers crossed, you'll probably get to see me in a good film, maybe years down the line.
Fantastic. Now, my other question to you now is, obviously, your fans, social media, fans, when they get to follow you on social media, et cetera, fans want to know more about you. So my what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you some questions. Now, for instance, we've talked about quarantine. We've talked about your career. We've talked about, what's happening in the future, shifting from television to film, etc., in the future. Now, my question to you is, what does social media mean to you, Sharad? What does it mean to you? Because obviously, Lata Mangeshkar, Asha Bhosle, 50 years ago, they didn't have Instagram. They didn't concern about, who poked me on Instagram today? Or, Asha, did you put the right hashtag in? Like, them, to me,
it was more poking in the real.
Exactly.
You
exactly.
meet somebody, you just give a little nudge.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
Now, yeah.
Exactly. So 50 years ago, Asha Bhosle did not have Instagram. She wasn't concerned about, has the YouTube link been uploaded yet? Do you understand these kind of ridiculous things? Now, what does social media mean to you? Do you think it's easy? I mean, you've obviously worked very hard, but at the same time, there are actors out there I know very personally. I'm not going to say in the Bollywood industry, but I'll say in the Hollywood industry. But I personally don't think they're very talented. That's my opinion. But I think they've got, a huge platform that they use. So that doesn't necessarily mean they're talented. It just means they're known. What's your opinion about social media today? And do you think it's a camouflage for talent?
Well, that's a beautiful question, Kiran. But, at the moment, there's nothing called the real world. I'm sorry to say. There's something called the social media world, which unfortunately is given a lot of importance. So you have a lot of significance that's been given to the social media more than your real life. So I'd rather meet up somebody in person and talk to the person and probably spend my day with, rather than just sitting on the social media and chatting and poking people around. So I'm a little old school kind of guy. So, I still prefer calling people and meeting up, in person and chatting and all of that. But yes, considering the current new age world, the OTT platform and the digital platform and the social media and the different handles and all of that is the new craze. It's the new trend. And you have to, it's very disheartening to see a few actors who, very rightly said by you, are extremely talented, but have just a handful of followers. And the ones who probably are not very talented compared to them could be extremely popular on the social media page, which is unfair.
Very sad.
And again, unfortunately, you are judged based on the number of followers you have.
Crazy, isn't it?
If you have 1 million followers, people think you're great, you're fantastic. So that's how people perceive, that's how people see you, and that's how people judge you, which is a little unfair and a little upsetting. But yes, I think just to be with this trend and probably be a part of it, as actors, as non-actors, also you want to be in the social media, you want to know what's happening around the world. Just one click, you probably, you just get updated with things happening around. So I think it's important to just strike a balance between the real and the social media world, where you know that, where you just know when to step back and when to just be there in that moment. So that's very important for us to kind of differentiate and disintegrate and, kind of just understand that the social media world is just for that moment.
Brilliant.
You need to live the real moments in life. Like very right said, we had the greats of like R.D. Burman, Lata Mangeshkar, Mohammad Rafi. When Mr. Bachchan started and Mr. Shah Rukh Khan started their careers, there was nothing called the social media. So this new rage and this new fire that you see around, we can't help it, man. We just got to be a part of the trend. Absolutely. Unfortunately.
Now,
So
my other question to you now is, we all have an upbringing, Sharad. We all have an upbringing. My mum is a very important person to me. My family are very important. Now, what does fame mean to you? Now, for instance, I would like to say something like, you know, fame is a very, everybody's crazy for it. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying you, I'm not saying other people, but I am saying there is a people out there that I know in the industry that I cannot wait. There's like, I want to be famous. I want to be famous. I want to be famous. And I'm like, look, man, you know, it's all good wanting to be famous, but at the same time, you have to understand one thing. You have to be famous for something good and for good talent, for good reason. Now, we live in a world where, you know, social media, as we said before, social media is a big part of that. Do you feel like sometimes, because everyone else has seen Shah Rukh become the famous face, Salman become the famous face, or you know what, I want to do it now? Because in them struggling days, like we all struggle, I struggle on a daily basis. Do you remember your days when you were starting your career? Do you remember them days where you were pushing and grafting and, you know, trying to, you know, because we all do that. I do that. Even now I'm doing that right now. People don't think so. But at the same time, I'm struggling, may not be in my work, and it might be in life. Do you remember your days when you were starting out in your career as a young man, you know, pushing forward, you know, speaking to your teachers, asking for great advice, speaking to your heroes and saying, look, you know, is it possible you could give me some great advice? Do you remember them days?
Yeah, I think back in the day, I think all of us, we've had our gurus, you know, it could be a teacher, a spiritual teacher, or could be a guide or somebody probably just helping you take the right path or follow the right path. You know, so yes, I remember when I started off and, you know, fortunately, I had some people just helping me out and, you know, just kind of enlightening me about fame and stardom and popularity and money and success and all of that and the glitz and the glam and all of that, you know, because as an actor you need to understand that you know it's the byproduct. You know, for me it's the byproduct, it's not the product, it's not what I want to do. For me, playing a character is as an actor, that is what means acting to me. You know, for me it's being true to my character. Yes, when you do well and when you're true to yourself and your character, that's when you get the fame, that's when you get the moolah coming in, that's when you get the fans, you know, kind of your fan following increasing and people going all crazy for you. Yeah, but you know, that comes much later, which you need to understand as an actor. You know, so luckily, I think I was probably I was told and I was taught by my teachers. You know, when I got my formal training of acting from, you know, the institutes where I was at the New York Film Academy for about a year. You know, so I was getting myself trained, I was getting myself groomed and all of that. You know, so luckily all that teaching really helped me. And Kiran, you know, like I said, you know, it's the byproduct. It comes later. You cannot your focus cannot be fame. Your focus cannot be money. Your focus cannot be success. Your focus cannot be the number of followers I have on social media. My focus needs to be, if I'm given a particular character, I need to be extremely sincere and honest and dedicated to that, to my craft, to the character. So when that happens, it's a ripple effect, you know, and things just fall in place, and that's when everything else starts falling into place.
Fantastic. Well, that's a lovely sentiment, Sharad. I'm going to ask you two more questions, then I'm going to let you get on with your day because I know that you've got to get back to filming. So my other question to you, sir, is now, what's the future projects for you? What's something that you're releasing to the world? I mean, I know that you're working right now, or I know you're on set and you've given us your great time. But at the same time, what do you have coming up in the future? You know, are you going to be working on, you know, have you got any films that you're going to be doing in the future? What's something that you can tell us that you've never told anybody before?
Yeah, I'm in talks with a couple of people, some very interesting projects. Unfortunately I cannot name the producers, the project, but yes, something very different again, because I think most of the work I've done all these years has been extremely different. All my characters have been extremely different, fortunately. So that's something which, where people say that, if you talk of, if you talk about Sharad, there's something which they know that it'll not be the same. It'll not be repetitive. So yeah, I'm in talks with a couple of web series, again, coming to the OTT platform. Some very, very interesting projects. Could be a mainstream cinema as well, a mainstream Bollywood film as well. So, which I'm hoping and fingers crossed, which happens. So yeah, early next year looks very interesting. And fingers crossed, I'm hoping that, 2021 needs to start out with a bang for all of us, for you, me, all of us.
Excellent. And my last question to you, sir. Now, advice. There are so many people out there that, if you go to Mumbai, etc., Andheri or Andheri West or wherever you are in the world, you go to Andheri, outside Yash Raj films, etc., you've got so many actors standing around drinking chai. They're all standing out there, looking the part. They've got their hair ready. They're looking for that one moment. People are always banging on each other's doors. I've seen so many, I've got lots of friends in the industry, in the Bollywood industry, in the producing world as well. And I sit with them on a daily basis. And every time I go there, there's always someone knocking on the door. There's always somebody knocking on that door. Kripiya bhaiya, ye CV chahiye. I want to give you my CV. Kripiya, I want to give you my CV, etc., etc. Now, what advice would you give to young people out there, young bache out there in India right now, that don't necessarily have the connections, that don't necessarily have the money, that mums and dads aren't connected in that sort of way, maybe from the villages as well, maybe in Padaganj or, in Delhi or maybe, wherever in India, what advice would you give to young people out there that want to start their career?
Okay, I get to hear a lot of that. But yes, very rightly said, Kiran. I myself have flocked outside the studios for months. And
I didn't know that. Sorry. That's well done. Worked out well, didn't it?
Absolutely. I that chai, which is great, and all of that, but yes, coming back to all the people, all the aspiring actors who want to be probably, be a part of all this glitz and all the glam. There's one thing I always want to say is that believe in yourself. It's a lot of patience. That is a virtue that you need to have. Extremely patient about what you're doing. This is not a very short-term career. It's a very long-term career. If you look at it, so you have to be extremely patient about what you're doing. Believe in yourself. Please, gone are the days when you just walk in like we had the greats like Mr. Dharmendra and Raj Kapoor and Shami Kapoor, all these people just walking in and creating this storm, which does not happen now. You need to be formally trained. Please train yourself, get groomed, personality, your acting, your dialogue, your voice modulation, your body language, all of that. And once you're ready, you can come and just take Bhagwan ka naam. Bhagwan ka naam lijiye, Bhagwan ka naam lijiye. Take your, say all your prayers, get all your blessings from your parents, and just come and give it a damn bloody good shot. Well, and that's all you can do.
And my last question for you, sir, and then I'm gonna let you go because I know you need to get back to filming. So, being a nice person is one of the finest things anybody can have. Now, obviously, your family. It looks like your family's really brought you up well. So, what message do you want to say to your friends? What do you want to say to the people that supported you? What message do you want to say to your beloved mother and father? What do you want to say to your brother, your tennis friends, your neighbors, your coffee friends? Whatever, and also, we all have friends who are not doing as good compared to us, so what message do you want to say to the people that supported you, but also the people that didn't support you at the start? Because people didn't support me when I first started my career. No one cared about me. But everyone's starting to worry about this Kiran Rai stuff, Kiran Rai. But I'm thinking, hang on, when I was young and started, you didn't give a flying monkeys about me. So, but it's true though. So, what message you want to say to your family? But what do you want to say to people that didn't support you now and now have started to support you?
Well, for the ones who supported me, for the ones who love me a lot, especially my parents back home, my family, joint family, like a Punjabi household, my cousins, my sister, my sibling. My friends, all the people who dated me, everybody, you know, everybody out there. Thank you so much. There's lots of gratitude, lots and lots and lots of gratitude. And the ones who did not, you can take a walk in the park. I don't care. You just certainly didn't expect me to reach where I have today, and it's all because of, like I've always said, because of my parents' blessings. And I think, like I said, there's somebody up there who's just smiling and just blessing me all the time. And thank you so much. It just feels very unreal, surreal at the moment, you know, because when I look back all these last 15 years, it just seems like everything's gone in a flash, but no, it has not. A lot of hard work, a lot of, like I said, a lot of patience, a lot of struggle. Everything has gone into it. A lot of blessings, a lot of love from everywhere. All the people who've loved me, all the people who supported me back home in Calcutta. You know, all my friends all around the world. You know, my fans, and you know, all that love that keeps pouring in every single day, Kiran. It's unbelievable. You know, I just can't thank you guys enough. So please just keep that happening. And Kiran, thank you. I want to thank you as well. Thank you so much. You know, there's so much. And that's all I have. Thank you. I mean, right. it's a great honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sharad Malhotra, I want to say thank you so much for your time today. But I want to say thank you so much for giving us your opportunity. And I want to congratulate you being on the 500 most influential people 2020, alongside all the biggest superstars, alongside 500 major people around the world, including Pakistan, Nepal, Singapore, Sri Lanka, the whole of Afghanistan, the whole of India, the whole of South India. Congratulations to you. I'll be sending your name with a poster, which will be signed by the New York Press News Agency, alongside my editor. So yeah, congratulations to you and all your success.
Thank you. That's a goosebump moment for me. Thank you.
Give me one step just before you go. Let me just pause this 1 second.